Hello wine people, welcome to Thirsty and Wise, where we simplify wine. My name is Peter and I'm a wine educator. In this video I'll explain everything that you need to know about Merlot for your WSET Level 2 in wines. On this channel we believe that the world of wine should be more simple, easy to understand and approachable for everybody. If this is something that you're interested in, please consider subscribing and joining us, and let's change the world of wine together. And let's start this video. Okay, wine people, let's talk about Merlot. There's quite a lot of information for this very important grape variety for your WSET Level 2 in wine. So let's simplify all this information. I'll explain the characteristic styles of Merlot. I will explain everything that is relevant for viticulture and winemaking for your WSET Level 2 in wines. I will show you all the appellations and labeling terms that you need to know, and on the end I will answer 10 WSET example questions. So let's go. Characteristic style of Merlot. Merlot is a grape variety that originates in France, specifically in Bordeaux, where it can produce in Bordeaux but also in the rest of the world. It has this ability to produce a light, simple wines that are meant to be drunk young, and it also has the capacity to produce full-bodied, complex wines that can age for a very long time. Stylistically, color of Merlot can be medium to deep. Also, sweetness it can be it's always produced in a dry style. Acidity and tannin is medium. When you compare a Merlot, is usually when you say Bordeaux blend, it's blended with Cabernet Sauvignon. So you need to understand the qualities that Merlot has, and then also compare it to qualities that Cabernet Sauvignon has. And then you need to understand when you blend them, which usually in Bordeaux, Merlot and Cabernet are blended in Bordeaux blends. You need to understand the qualities that Merlot brings to the blend and what Cabernet brings to the blend. Merlot is more softer than Cabernet. It has less color than Cabernet Sauvignon, so that's why it can produce more medium and deep color wines. It has medium acidity and medium tannin, which is more softer than high acidity and high tannin that Cabernet Sauvignon has. So in the blend, in Bordeaux blends, Cabernet is considered to give structure to the blend, where Merlot is giving more softness to the blend. Body is medium to full. Regarding flavor and also alcohol wise, Merlot can be produced in two different styles. It can be produced in a more elegant style, where it's produced in a more moderate, cooler climate, maybe earlier harvest, or it can be produced what is considered a New World style, which is more riper, fuller, higher alcohol, fuller bodied, more higher tannins. If you have a Merlot that is more elegant, it's gonna go towards more red fruit, plum fruit, and a little bit black fruit. And if it's more produced in New World style, it's gonna be more towards blackberry, black cherry, black fruit. It can age well in oak, and it can develop in a bottle its tertiary aromas. Okay. Viticulture and winemaking, what is relevant? Picking time, like I mentioned, if you pick it a little bit earlier, you can make a more elegant, fresher style. If you pick it later, you can produce more fuller, richer style with more towards black fruit. Challenges not relevant for level 2 winemaking. It can be a single varietal wine. Not in Bordeaux. In Bordeaux is always used in a blend. Bordeaux, I'll explain. First of all, Merlot is the most widely planted grape variety in whole Bordeaux. It is a big part of the blend, where it's blended with Cabernet Sauvignon on the left side, and it is the dominant grape variety on the right side of Bordeaux. I'll explain what means left and right. Outside of Bordeaux, if you hear, for example, Bordeaux blends can be made outside of Bordeaux, and it means that these Cabernet and Merlot blends. but Merlot can also stand on its own and produce simple wines, or it can produce premium wines. It can age in oak. A lees is not really relevant for red wines, and all red wines go through malolactic fermentation, how it was called before, or malolactic conversion, how it's called now. And it has the potential to age well in oak and also in the bottle. These are all appellations that you need to know for your WSET level 2 in wine. So in this Excel sheet you can see the grape, the country, the region, appellations, labeling, and terroir. When I say terroir, it means factors in the vineyard that are affecting style, quality, and price of the wine. So let's start from the top. Merlot, France, Bordeaux. You can see that Bordeaux is the most important region that you need to know for Merlot. You need to know it very well. You need to know the appellations, the labeling terms. There's quite a lot of information regarding viticulture in Bordeaux, which is not really something that you're going to be tested on level 2, but it's definitely something that is super important when you come to level 3. So if you plan to go to level 3, my suggestion is to start focusing not just on remembering dry information like appellations, regions, labeling terms, but also start understanding the factors that are mentioned in the book and that are affecting the style, quality, and price of the wine. In the level 2 book, they're not really these factors are not really well defined and connected how they affect the style and quality of the wine, but it is something that is, like I said, really important on level 3. Let's start with appellations in Bordeaux. So in Bordeaux, the quality hierarchy, like generally in France, is connected with the size of the appellation. So our regional appellations, which means that the grapes are coming from anywhere in the region, are usually wines that are more simple, less expensive, and then more specific appellation, smaller appellation, should indicate a higher quality wine and also a more expensive wine. Next to the appellation, something that it will help you to determine the quality of the wine is additional labeling terms. In Bordeaux, like Supérieur, Grand Cru, Classé, Cru Bourgeois are labeling terms that are indicating higher quality wines. So let's start with appellations in Bordeaux. Bordeaux, it means the wines are going to come from anywhere in Bordeaux. Bordeaux Supérieur, the term Supérieur indicates that the wine should be a higher quality than just basic Bordeaux, but in reality it doesn't really make a huge difference in quality. I have maps of all the appellations that are shown here, and I will show you, I'll explain it more in detail on the map. On Pomerol and Saint-Emilion Grand Cru are appellations that are located on the right side, right bank of Bordeaux. So the river Gironde is cutting through the Bordeaux region, and is splitting basically Bordeaux on the left side, left or west from the river Gironde, and then everything towards the east from the river is considered right bank. Right bank is always more Merlot dominated, where the left bank is there is still Merlot, but Cabernet is a more important factor on the left side. Pomerol and Saint-Emilion Grand Cru are on the right. Haut-Médoc is a wider appellation, and inside Haut-Médoc you have two villages that you need to remember, Margaux and Pauillac, on the left side. So these wines are more Cabernet dominated. Also, there's a region of Graves, which is located south of city Bordeaux. I'll show you the map so it's going to be easier. And a premium appellation is called Pessac Léognan. Labeling terms that you need to know is superior. Like I said, it indicates a little higher quality than just basic Bordeaux. Grand Cru Classé is a labeling term that indicates wines that are made in 8055 classification. You don't need to remember that for your WSET level 2 in wines, but basically it's a labeling term that indicates a high quality wine. Cru Bourgeois is a term also used on the left side of the river Gironde for wines that are not classified in that 8055 classification, but still deserve some kind of indication on the label to indicate its high quality. When I show you on the map, I'm going to focus on the climate. I'm going to show you what it means left side of Bordeaux, or left bank, or right side of the Bordeaux, or right bank. There's a river Gironde and its tributaries that are important. Ocean is very close on the left side of the bank, and soil is also very important, and it's quite different from the left and right side. For the rest of the countries and appellation, you can see basically the climate, the classification of climate, which is important for you to know. There's no specific details as Bordeaux for all these other regions, but the climate classification will give you a good indication what kind of ripeness and style of wine you should expect from these regions. So outside of Bordeaux, California is probably the most important region. There is appellations of Napa Valley and Sonoma, Mediterranean climate. In Chile, Central Valley, which basically indicates a very wide, big region where simple, approachable Merlot is produced. It also has a Mediterranean climate. South Africa, Stellenbosch, premium region for Merlot and Bordeaux blends. Mediterranean climate. In Australia, Margaret River on the west side of Australia is considered a premium region for Merlot and Bordeaux blends. It has a moderate climate, something similar to Bordeaux, which it has a moderate maritime climate. It's also on the ocean. Hawke's Bay in New Zealand also has a moderate climate. So just based on this, Margaret River and Hawke's Bay would be something closer in style to Bordeaux than, let's say, Stellenbosch and Napa Valley and Sonoma, which will be more riper, fuller. Okay, this is how also I didn't mention France, Languedoc-Roussillon, Pays d'Oc, which is the south part of France, which has Mediterranean climate. So this is how the map of France looks like. Bordeaux is here, and then you have Languedoc-Roussillon here on the Mediterranean coast, and this is how the map of Bordeaux looks like. So everything in orange is considered a left bank, and all the blue is considered right bank. And something that you don't need to know for your level 2 is the Entre du Mer, which is basically a translation between the rivers, where usually white grapes dominate, or if it's produced from red wines, usually a simple, easy, approachable Merlot dominated wines are made here. So regarding the climate, what you need to understand, or all the factors that you need to understand for Bordeaux, is Bordeaux has a moderate maritime climate. Maritime climate means that there's a lot of rain during the growing season. It has moderate temperature during the growing season. Like I mentioned, the river Gironde is splitting the region in two. You have the city of Bordeaux here. Médoc, Pauillac and Margaux are located north of Bordeaux on the left side, And like I mentioned, Grave and Pessac-Léognan region are located south of Bordeaux on the left side. So the left side is more Cabernet dominated. Why it's more Cabernet dominated? It is because Cabernet needs more warmer climate than Merlot. And what makes more warmer climate on the left side is the proximity to the ocean, to the Atlantic Ocean. So the warm Gulf Stream that comes from Central America has a much bigger influence on the left side than it has on the right side of Bordeaux. So it's more warmer on the left side. Also, the soil on the left side is more gravelly soil, which is more free draining soil and more warmer soil, which also helps during the ripening process. Where on the right side is more clay. Clay is more thicker soil. It's not so porous. It retains more water, so it means it's a more cooler soil. And this helps more Merlot, which doesn't require as much warm climate as Cabernet does. Okay. So that's basically, you know, the gist what you need to know. And then in Languedoc-Roussillon you have warm Mediterranean climate where Merlot is, it can be on its own or it can be blended with Cabernet Sauvignon, but also other grape varieties. So these are two maps. This map is a map of California. You don't need to remember all this appellation. The appellation that you need to remember is California, which if you see just California, you can expect more simple, approachable wines, where if you get a wine saying Napa Valley or Sonoma County, for example, or even more like more specific like Rutherford, you can expect more higher quality, fuller body styles. Chile-wise, what is important for you, there's a appellation that is called Central Valley. Central Valley is basically this whole region here, which indicates simple, approachable style of Merlot. Okay. Australia and New Zealand. Let's start with Australia. This is the location of Margaret River here, this tip. Which is a region for premium Bordeaux, Merlot and Bordeaux style of wines. In New Zealand, what you need to know is Hawke's Bay. Hawke's Bay is here on the Northern Island, here in yellow. It has a very similar climate to Bordeaux and also very similar gravelly soil like in Bordeaux. Okay, so this is the most important region for Bordeaux blends in New Zealand, and Margaret River is the most important region for Bordeaux blends in Australia. In South Africa, again, the only region that you need to remember is Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch is right here in the yellow, and it's a premium region for Merlot and Bordeaux blends in South Africa. Regarding the labeling terms, there's quite a few labeling terms that you need to remember, and it can be very confusing. The terms, like I said, that you need to remember is Bordeaux, Bordeaux Superior. Doesn't really, these are more entry-level, simple Bordeaux wines. Then if you get a wine from a more specific region, village like Margaux, you should expect higher quality. And then there's an appellation on the right side called Saint-Emilion Grand Cru, which should indicate higher quality wines. The Bordeaux classification and appellation system is quite complex. On level 2, this is the terminology that you should focus so far, and then when you come to level 3, then we can start explaining between appellations and classifications and what all that means. Also, the labeling term that you shouldn't remember, that you shouldn't forget, is Grand Cru Classé and Cru Bourgeois, that is for Bordeaux. You can get a question and you need to recognize from which region these labeling terms are coming from. Okay, a lot of information for Merlot. Please let me know if you have any questions, if something was not clear, and let's do the questions. Question number one: Merlot in blend softens acidity and tannin if it's blended with Cabernet Sauvignon usually, right? So true or false? The correct answer is A, true. Merlot is the flesh; it gives softness. Cabernet Sauvignon is the bone and structure in the wines. What is style of Merlot from a warm climate? Ripe fruit, high alcohol, full body. Fresh fruit, medium alcohol, full body. Fresh fruit, high alcohol, full bodied. Ripe fruit, high alcohol, light body. The correct answer is A. Ripe fruit, high alcohol, full body. Which wine is of highest quality based on the labeling? Bordeaux, Bordeaux Supérieur, Médoc, Saint-Emilion Grand Cru. The correct answer is D, Saint-Emilion Grand Cru. I know this is a little bit tricky question. You can get also a very good wine from Médoc, but usually a Saint-Emilion Grand Cru appellation should be higher quality than Médoc. Which is appellation not located on the left bank? Margaux, Pomerol, Pauillac, Graves. The correct answer is B, Pomerol. Pomerol is located on the right bank. And then you should associate Pomerol, right bank, more Merlot dominated. Right bank wines are more Merlot dominated. True or false? The correct answer is A, true. And then I explain why that is, because of the characteristic of the climate and the soil. Which is not a region in California? Margaret River, Carneros, Napa Valley, Rutherford. The correct answer is A, Margaret River. It's a region in Australia. Which region in New Zealand is known for Merlot? Marlborough, Central Otago, Hawke's Bay, Martinborough. The correct answer is C, Hawke's Bay. Merlot is only used to blend with other grapes. True or false? This is false. It's always blended in Bordeaux blends, especially in Bordeaux, but it can also produce varietal wines, simple and also complex wines. Red Bordeaux blend Merlot is blended with which grape? Syrah, Grenache, Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon. The correct answer is D, Cabernet Sauvignon. Which region in Australia is known for Bordeaux blend? Barossa, Yarra Valley, Margaret River, Hunter Valley. The correct answer is C, C, Margaret River. Let me know how well you did. Wine people, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it was fun and informative to watch. Please let us know if you have any questions for Merlot grape. Consider subscribing so you don't miss any of our future videos. Do you have any friends and colleagues that are interested or want to get interested about wine? You can share these videos with them. We want to change the world of wine. We believe that the world of wine should be more simple, easy to understand, and approachable for everybody. Please comment below if you have the same opinion, or if not, why not? Stay thirsty and wise, and I'll see you in the next video.